All right. Welcome back to our week 2 podcast or live cast, if you will, the Audible Extacy. Um, 2 weeks in a row. This is pretty much impressive. We haven't been kicked out by the wives yet. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Chris.
I'm Anthony.
All right. And we are, if you don't know our story, we're all basically lifelong friends from way back in the day. We're all music lovers from every walk of music, whether it's classical, jazz, pop, country. Between the three of us, and metal, of course, metal.
Pop.
We all, well, I would imagine somebody here likes pop. But between the three of us, we like just about every strain of music that's out there. So when we enjoy it, we talk about it, and that's what we're here to discuss. And guys, let's just start it off. We each had a mission to do this week. I hope y'all accomplish it. I've got a small page of notes, and we've got 3 classic Kiss albums that we're going to review. And I am anxious to hear everybody's opinions on these albums because I'm a fan of each of them. Of these 3, there's one I like the least, and I'll tell you which one I like the best, but y'all probably can guess. And we'll get started. Now, who wants to go first? I mean, who would like to do the first review? Anthony, I know you reviewed Kiss Dynasty. Chris, you reviewed Kiss Destroyer.
That's right.
And I reviewed Kiss Crazy Nights. So you guys got the privilege of doing some face-painted Kiss, some classic makeup Kiss, and I got the late 80s Kiss.
Well, why don't one of you guys go first?
All right.
I'm still trying to eat a little bit.
I'll let Chris go first on this and let him take the spotlight on this one.
Well, the album that I reviewed was Destroyer. It's classic from mid-'70s there sometime, I think. I liked it a lot. I mean, it was a really good album. I told both of you guys kind of during the week, I found them difficult to review. They don't really – Kiss doesn't – they're the kind of group that follows the norm when it comes to review. You kind of have to throw like sing off key some, and it's just but the rock anthems really that come out. I went one by one. I won't go down the list one by one, but overall I gave the album a 7.7 out of 10. I rounded it up to an 8 because I thought that was a little low. I think that's kind of unfair. There were a couple of songs that brought the average down, but overall it was a great album. And even some of the songs that I didn't give great reviews to, I found stuck in my head days later. So it's strange. It's a good album. Detroit Rock City's on this album. Shout It Out Loud's on this album. Beth's on this album. I mean, songs everybody knows, even if you're not a huge Kiss fan. So I mean, you have to take that into consideration with an album like this.
Yeah, one of my favorite Kiss songs is on this album too.
Which one's that?
God of Thunder.
Yeah, that's a great song too.
Good Lord, classic.
And all those songs got either 9s or 10s that I rattled off. So I mean, it was some of the B sides that brought it down a little bit, but I kind of scrapped that, actually rounded up. So
I actually found I like that. Sorry, I like that Great Expectations song a lot.
Great, yeah, that's one of the worst ones I have. It is strange. I put a note on Great Expectations because I texted Jimmy while I was listening to this. I was like, which one of the guys sang this song? I knew it wasn't Paul or Gene, and he told me.
I think it was Ace.
And as strange as it sounds at the time, I was like, it sounds like Billy Joel. It's great. And Anthony, listen to that later on and see if you concur with that.
Yeah, I listened to this one already.
Good album. And I felt, if I'm giving an honest review, there are a couple songs that brought it down. But for the most part, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. So that's what I give it.
That is a great assessment, I think. I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, Destroyer is a strong album, and we can discuss that just a little bit further here in a moment. But, I mean, I'll be honest with you, that's most diehard Kiss fans that I know will cite Destroyer as definitely in their top 5, if not top 3 albums. Depends on how far back you go, when you started liking Kiss, and if you were able to adapt to a newer style and appreciate it, or if you started out with the newer stuff and didn't realize what they sound like before. There's going to be so many different tastes for this band, and that's why they're so successful, because they have legions of fans globally. I mean, I dare say it's probably the most famous band in the world. I mean, I'm like, if you think about it.
I might go with Iron Maiden on that one, Jimmy.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy.
I'd probably go with Iron Maiden with the most famous in the world right now.
Right now,
Metal-wise.
maybe, I don't know, man. Well, Maiden's I can't argue. Maiden's fantastic, but I will tell you this: Maiden ain't sold more records than Kiss.
That may be true, but Kiss also has that pop radio edge too that Maiden never had. So
They did. You know what? They didn't have radio back in the '70s. That's what's crazy. You know that, right? They weren't big on radio back in the '70s.
well, that's true. Yeah, they didn't have. It was just mostly AM in the '70s, wasn't it?
Well,
It was not FM, was it?
at the same time, they were looked upon in the majority of the United States. So let's start there.
So they didn't get much radio play.
Yeah, right. They didn't get a lot of radio play unless you were in a edgier city that they kind of allowed. Like here in Southwest Virginia, I will assure you, you weren't hearing a lot of Kiss on the radio until Dynasty came out, I think.
George Strait.
Right, like 79 or 80, whenever Dynasty was. I think 78 or 79, whatever. When Dynasty came out, I think that's the first I remember hearing them along the radio a lot. And of course, they were huge before Dynasty came out because they weren't selling records until they released Alive. In case you guys don't know the history of it, they had released like 4 studio albums. When they released Alive, they became massive. That was like the greatest received album that they had ever released because it captured this raw energy. And that is, hey, you listened to it, right?
I actually listened to it live after I listened to Destroyer a few times because I was listening. I don't own any of their albums. I was listening to this on Amazon Prime, and that was the only other Kiss album on Amazon Prime.
Not many choices.
And man, that album rocked. It really did. And you could tell. That's another thing I put in my notes here. I think they're better live than they are in studio, from what I can tell.
Probably.
And that's the mark of a great band, really. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's not more you can say than that. So
I agree. So on your list, Chris, you said you had a couple of 10s. Did you have some 10 out of 10s, multiple 10 out of 10s, or just a couple?
Detroit Rock City and Shut Up and Loud, 10s out of
Okay,
10.
and the lowest ranked song was which one? Was that your lowest, or was it a different one?
And Do You Love Me? I didn't get it on very good rating.
See, I like Do You Love Me. That's
Do You Love Me is a classic Kiss song, man.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think it's a classic
it might have been one that has to grow on you, too. That's entirely possible.
It is a grower. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, I did not jump in and love Kiss initially.
If you look at my paper here, I marked through several songs.
With each listen, you're
it's like, okay, I'm going to adjust this rating slightly. So.
Right. Yeah, man. I agree with you. I 100% agree. It's definitely it is an acquired taste, but once you get a taste of it. The thing Chris got me on early night, he was like singing some of these songs that says like it's very catchy. They kind of run in the back of your mind, and that's what Kiss is master. You listen to an album in the morning, and you might be humming that song later on in the evening because
that's true. It
gets caught up in you for sure. All right. So Anthony, you want to go next? Or you want me to do it?
You can go ahead, Jimmy. I'm finished eating. Go ahead.
All right, man, I will. Of course, guys, I had crazy nights, and this is a tough one for me to grade fairly, as it is probably, they went through an awesome era in the 80s of great guitar-based albums because they had Bruce Kulick. Well, they had Vinnie Vincent at first, which, in case you guys didn't know, was Creatures of the Night's guitarist, even though Ace Frehley was credited on the album. So, so Vinnie Vincent had an earlier start than what most people believe. And then Lick It Up, you had Animalize, you had Asylum, and then you got Crazy Nights.
So,
No, Vinny just did Lick It Up and Creatures of the Night and our other studio work. But Bruce Kulick came in Asylum. They had a guy named Mark St. John on Animalize, which was he was in the shredder too. Something didn't gel between Paul, Gene, and Mark, so he only lasted that one tour. But when Asylum came out, which was the follow-up to that, they had took Bruce Kulick, who is the brother of a guy named Bob Kulick, that was the producer of Kiss throughout the 70s and early 80s. So there's
something going on there.
Right. Well, Bruce had the chops. He has the chops. He's a fantastic guitarist for the 80s and early 90s stuff for sure. And that's the thing you'll notice about these songs. There is whammy bar, dive bombs, and solos, incredible speed that Ace Frehley didn't have because he was a Les Paul player. He was more of a bluesy style player. He's a little bit sloppy, but his licks were taken. They were appreciated. Yeah, they are. Trust me, they're sloppy. When you go back and you listen to the licks, when you go back and listen to them live, and you hear the guys who play the guitar part now, you know, they could play it note for note because Fraley was so easy to comp. You know, I can play quite a few songs on guitar for Kiss. That just not saying that it's easy to play, but I'm not an advanced guitarist by no means, and I can play that stuff fairly easily.
Yeah.
But on Crazy Nights, I have a fond memory of this.
Go
ahead.
I'm going to challenge you on that. Got the guitar right back there. Let's hear one of these licks.
You want to hear it?
Let's do this.
I'm getting the Les Paul shape one and everything. Actually, it's not tuned in Kiss, but
y'all are making excuses.
Oh, I don't have to. It's usually a half a step down. Oh my God, the wife's next door. Y'all wait till the screams start coming.
Are you gonna crank this up loud?
No,
I was just thinking you do it unplugged.
Oh, I can do it.
Go ahead if you want.
Oh well, nah. That's it.
And do it unplugged. Don't wake the kids up.
All right, Cold Gin.
Neighbors up.
Play live, right? Cold Gin. They play live.
Yeah.
Haven't played that song in probably, God, years. Okay, I got to remember how it goes. Here, hang tight. All right.
Let's play.
Hang on.
Something else. Let's do the beginning of Detroit Rock City. Let's hear that.
God, I can't play that one either. All right, hang on.
It's Cold Gin time again.
This podcast got crazy. All right, let's go to where's the live?
Call the man on his.
These are crazy, crazy nights, Jimmy.
These are crazy nights. Seriously. Can you hear that? Anthony, can you hear that at all?
Don't wake my kids up.
Live kids. Oh, hang on. I'm sure I got that. All right,
Let's hear it.
hang on. I think it's like it's in G.
That's it.
Yeah, it's something like that. But that's a very basic riff. I know you couldn't hear it, Anthony, but Chris.
I can actually hear it over here.
That's not bad. Very impressive. All right.
We throw this back on the wall.
You passed the test.
You got me wanting to play freaking Detroit Rock City now. All right. Back to the. Sorry for those of you who just tuned in. Good Lord, we got crazy.
The one of you who just tuned in.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Right. Hey, nobody's watching that now. So
Zero viewers.
Zero viewers. Just so you know, nobody's watching. So we're safe to goof off,
right.
guys.
That's good.
All right. So here we go. Crazy Nights. My review. There's 11 songs on this album. I tell you what. On this album, there's, in my opinion, there's 3 10s. There's potentially 4 10s, but I kind of graded down just a smidge. All right, looking at this listing of tunes here, Crazy Nights is one of the most popular songs. They play it live to this day. That's a solid 10 out of 10. I'm sorry. Radio hit, I know. It's a fan pleaser, I know, but it's a great rocking song. My other 10 is going to be Reason to Live. If you guys have heard it, it's kind of a slower tune, but it's a radio hit as well, and it's a 10. They played it to death back in the 80s, I know. But it's a 10, guys. Hands down 10. And my other one is a song called "Turn on the Night." If you guys haven't heard that one, that's an absolute rocking song. Rocking song. Love it. The one that I was a little bit 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 was a song called "Thief in the Night." And that's the last song on this album. And they went out on a bang, and that is absolutely a rocking tune. I like that song a lot. I mean, I probably could have gave it a 9.5, but it was an awesome, awesome song. There's 2 songs that tied for worst for me. One was called "Bang Bang You," and the other one was called "No No No." And you may remember those, Anthony, but I mean, they're okay. You know, they're okay. And I gave both of those a 6.5. Mediocre, maybe, but they're definitely better than mediocre, in my opinion.
Is your list in the order of these songs?
They are in the order, yeah.
You see, I see that's the 3rd and 4th songs on this album.
Yeah.
I've got to question a group. You know, that's kind of the sweet spot of an album. Why do you put your 2 worst songs right there?
Well, see, that's the thing. These may not be the worst songs in y'all's minds if you go and listen to it. And just it was my ears telling me these aren't the best songs. But the thing is, Great Expectations is number 4, right?
Yeah, this happens. It's not just Kiss. A lot of groups do that. Maybe they don't know what's going to turn out. Maybe in their minds, it's all great.
This is what you got to remember. Kiss comes from the generation of LP or records. And records are 2-sided. So you got to put at least 1 or 2 good songs on each side in order to keep that person wanting to flip it over. You put 4 good songs on one side and you don't have anything good on the back side of that thing, you're listening to one side and that's it.
That's a good point.
You know, that I'll Fight Hell to Hold You is a good song, too.
Yeah, Fight Hell to Hold You, that's a great song, dude. And I gave that one an 8 out of 10. I really could have gave that a 9. That is a great, great song. This is Kiss when they had the 80s in their pockets. I mean, they were rocking. This is late 80s. These are only Paul and Gene songs, so there's no other extra vocals. Eric Singer wasn't singing. Eric Carr, excuse me. He wasn't singing on these albums back in these days. So,
really?
And it's weird how this album started with, the first 3 were Paul, the next 2 were Gene, the next 3 were Paul, then it's Gene, Paul, Gene. It's just, it was it's weird to see them divided up that way. And I've forgotten how these songs have fallen into place. Because when I listen to Kiss, I usually just throw it on random or shuffle. I let it go to town. I rarely listen to a whole Kiss album anymore through, unless it's something I haven't heard before, like a new album. And they don't release a lot of albums. So that's you can be thankful for it based on the way they sound nowadays. But in my opinion, I like them in random. Album overall was like a 91 out of 110 based on a 10-point scale. It comes out to an 82.7. And like Chris said, this album is not an 8 or an 8.2. This album is, in my opinion, at least an 8.5. I think it's very strong.
Yeah.
And it's
the 6.5s bring it down, and that's
it does.
You kind of just have to toss those out.
Right.
You really do. At the end of the day, a good album's a good album. You might have a couple of weak songs, but you still love the album.
Yeah, I mean, this is just it's a great rocking album, and if anybody views this in the future and they want to look for some 80s Kiss, I mean, between this one and Hot in the Shade was a decent album. I'm trying to remember the other one, Asylum. Asylum is the album that I absolutely loved. Came out in 85. They've got absolutely awesome songs. The production was completely different than what it is, and this album is produced great. The production value on Crazy Nights is incredible. It's there. They paid money to have somebody take care of this thing. It was great. But, man, there's Crazy Nights. It came out in 87, guys. 1987, Crazy Nights. That's insane.
Yeah, I managed to listen to that one this week. I haven't heard that one in a long time. It's a really, really good.
Well, I've got the Hot and Shade up over here on my iTunes, and I'm looking at the hits. Rise to It was a hit. Hide Your Heart was a hit. But everything else kind of mediocre, in my opinion. There's Forever's on here, too. So that right there was like a prom theme. I mean,
that's a good song, Forever. I still listen to that one.
This album right here would probably be one of the weaker ones just by looking. This is called Hot and Shade. This might be
I actually put Forever.
In my opinion.
That song Forever, I actually put in a blog post I did this week.
Yeah, Forever's classic, dude. Classic. I mean, it's just great. But I would definitely put Crazy Nights up there. In the 80s, it's definitely my top album in the 80s. Asylum is probably a close second, with Lick It Up a close third, and then Animalize, and then it would go to the Hot and Shade. That's strictly my opinion. And, of course, everybody's got a different favorite.
So you got every Kiss album on your.
I've got every Kiss album. Yeah, that's what I was telling y'all. I have them all.
Through them all right here, man.
Not only do I have the albums, I've got like the remastered versions. I'm an idiot. Oh my god.
Well, that's the nice thing about the little Echo. I got anyone on. I'll listen to all 3 of these a couple times this week.
Grab whatever you want.
Yeah, I can listen to them. I was listening to Crew earlier today, actually.
How does that work, Anthony? Is there like a monthly fee you pay with that, or?
Yeah, there's several monthly fees. There's actually one that I've got. It's $3.99 a month. It's only specific to that Echo, and you can only play it off that Echo. But because it's wireless, you can bounce it to different kinds of Bluetooth speakers in your house, so you can listen to it anywhere really. Then you got their other plan, which is $7.99, which you can listen to anywhere on any device you've got. It's any album they got on their website you can listen to.
That actually sounds pretty good, to be honest with you.
But you can't find Whitesnake. You can't find Old School Def Leppard.
You can
It's
get
the weirdest thing.
You can find anything on Spotify. That's
Yeah,
a
you
good,
can.
that's a good
Is
service.
Kiss is on Spotify now?
Well, I say that I'm not sure, but
I don't know. I haven't used Spotify in forever. Guys, I'm a physical media.
Yeah, I mean,
and
I
I've
gotta
gotten
use
slowly converted to downloading. So,
well, with Spotify, I got to pay to get them on my Echo, so I don't have them on my Echo, but I listen to them on my tablet. And Spotify's got everything that you can imagine. Yeah,
no, I agree.
And yeah, to listen to commercials if you don't pay their fee, but still, it's a commercial.
well, that's a good thing about Echo. You don't have to worry about the commercials, but with Spotify, I do. It's not too bad.
Well, true.
All right, Anthony.
All right, Anthony, it is your turn, my friend.
Well, Dynasty is a much maligned album by Kiss, isn't it, Jimmy?
It certainly is, my friend. There it is.
I actually found
1979, my friend.
What's that?
It's 1979. Let's hear.
Right in the heart of this.
Just so you know, I'll listen to this album too, and I'll tell you how, depending on how he grades it, I'll tell you how I grade it. I can give you each song.
I honestly found I really like this album. It's not really it's not the disco album people make it out to be. There's maybe one or two songs that are disco-ish on that album, but there are some really good hard rock tunes on this album, and some really just good songs on this album beyond, everybody calling it a, disco album. But I mean, Kiss was trying to stay alive, and they were a popular band trying to stay alive in a disco era time. So
Right.
I don't really fault them for doing it. I mean, I understand why they did it, trying to stay on the game. So
Before you can get started,
I'd probably give this.
This is the first album I ever had by Kiss, just so you know. The first
It's good, man. I mean, their opening, I Was Made for Loving You is a killer track. 2000 Man, I liked a lot. I mean, most of these songs, when I look at them, I can sing them in my head right now. I'm probably singing them most of the night. They're so catchy, all these songs. Even Charisma, which is one of those sort of mediocre Paul Stanley sort of odd songs, is still a really good song. But I'd probably give the album probably an 8.5 out of 10.
Wow.
I mean, I didn't find a lot of duds on there personally.
Well,
I could turn it on and let it play and not worry about skipping anything.
Really? Okay. No, I mean, I you know what? See, this is the thing. I was telling Chris, this is the first album I had by Kiss. It was probably, like I said, I got it probably in 80 or 81. I remember my mom taking me down to the record place that used to be on Main Street, picking this thing up.
Portico.
No, it was
Main
actually
Street.
It was not Main Street, but on the main strip there. You know where I used to work at the rental place? There used to be a record store right there past where on the left-hand side. We went there. I got it on. God, I couldn't have been more than 7 years old when I got it. So I mean, I just remember I Was Made for Loving You was a song that the album was on. That's why I wanted to get it, and I could see the pictures of the guys on the album cover, and I was like, "This is Kiss. This is what I want." And I remember listening
7 years old. That's hardcore, man. I gotta give you credit.
Dude, I had Iron Maiden the same year. Iron freaking Maiden, dude. Woo! But no, actually, Iron Maiden was the next year. But still, yeah.
You were 8 and you had Iron Maiden. Which album was that?
The first album I got by Iron Maiden was The Number Beast. Hey man, it's Run to the Hills. That was my song. I love the song. Loved it. Still love it to the day. Still love it. But I will tell you this: 2000 Man was an awesome song.
Yeah, I really like that song a lot. At first, I was kind of like,
fantastic. I think they played it live once when I saw them. I can't remember how many years ago it was, but my God.
Did Ace do that song? Jimmy, did Ace do that song?
He did. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
His songs are always. His songs are kind of like Great Expectations. They're always a little bit different.
Go ahead. Well, I can tell you right now, the majority of Ace Frehley songs are your freaking classic rockers that all the that most people love, like "Shock Me" and God.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
the New York song. What's that? What's that New York song he did?
New York Groove.
What song? New York.
Freaking awesome.
New York Groove. Yeah.
That was a disco song that he wrote.
I mean, that was a good song.
That whole solo album, Ace Frehley. My God, I love that. I don't. Yeah, you know what? I don't have all the Kiss albums because that's the only solo album I've got is the Ace Frehley one. I don't have the Peter Criss or the Gene Simmons or the Paul Stanley. They're actually listed on Kiss. Look, the album cover says Kiss and it says Frehley on the side. But they all.
I remember that. They put like a box set out.
Yeah,
right?
4 albums.
4 of them. Okay,
yeah. I mean, this was '78. So
Gene Simmons at his marketing brilliance right there. The man,
dude,
the man knows how to make a
Ace Frehley solo album still outsells all of them to this day.
Does it really?
Yes, it does. It's Rip It Out. I mean, these are all classic songs that he still plays in his live shows. New York Groove.
Which one are you talking about, Jimmy? The solo one did in the 70s or the 80s?
Solo from 1978.
That's when they all did their own solo projects.
Yeah, they all did their own solo. And like the sad thing is, I think the worst of the bunch was either Paul Stanley's or Peter Criss's. Gene's was pretty good, if I remember. But I haven't heard him in years.
Paul's got more of that poppier edge to his stuff.
He did. He really did.
A little darker.
I agree. He did.
Yeah.
He definitely had a pop edge to him.
Yeah,
so your overall rating was 8.5, right?
I'd probably go with 8.5. I might even go up to 9, man. I really enjoyed it.
Wow.
I really did.
All right. So my opinion, this album's a strong 7, 7.5. But that's just mine. You know, that's the way I look at it.
But I haven't listened to Kiss as thoroughly as you have. I may come back, I listen to them as much as you haven't gotten into them that much. I might come back and see this a little bit differently. I'm just now kind of getting into
you're a fan like
deeper Kiss.
You kind of like, it's kind of like a James Bond thing, like you know this stuff, and you probably compare it to other Kiss albums.
I am. That's the thing.
Too.
Yeah,
and
that's the thing.
You're probably just like, hey, well, as far as Kiss albums goes, in your opinion, it may not be their best, but it's good. So that's why you give it the review you give it.
Right. You like I said, you're talking about a band that's got basically 20 freaking studio albums, 25 studio, whatever it is. I mean, it's retarded how many albums they've released as a studio. I've got tons and tons of Kiss. I've got tons of live stuff, which in reality, they dominate live. They're a fantastic live band. And
yeah, I need to see them live.
They do play a surprisingly deep catalog when they play. So when they go back to their first album on a lot of songs, and then, I mean, my God,
you saw them last year. Right?
Yeah, I took the kids to see them.
How long did they play? Do you know how many songs?
They played for, God, 2.5 hours. I think they played about 17 songs.
Okay.
But I mean, they're all hits. I mean, they play nothing but hits.
Wow.
Which they got plenty.
People come to see.
Right, yeah, that's where the money is, and I know that. I mean,
his little boy, who is what 4?
He's 5, right? Yeah, he just turned 5.
Then.
Yeah, he was 4 when he saw him.
Found a pick on the floor, Gene Simmons pick on the floor, and everything.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
At 4 years old, that's insane.
Dude, it was crazy.
Jimmy showed me a picture of it, and I was like, Gene probably saw him and handed it to him or something, but no, he found it on the floor.
We were walking out as at the end of the show. We were walking out and Rick and Pick laying on the floor. He finds it underneath about 2 inches of confetti. I never had to figure that one out.
Wow.
So the mind of a 4-year-old works.
Well, he got those good 4-year-old eyes too. So.
Yeah, true.
And his kids both love Kiss. It's crazy.
Yeah, they do. They love Kiss.
Yeah, my kids are. I had a few of these albums playing. They were getting into some of these songs. They were getting into Crew earlier today when I was listening to it. We were having lunch together. So.
Breaking out the Motley Crue. Yeah.
You know that album, Shout at the Devil, is a very odd album for Motley Crue. It's like a dark metal album. It's almost like a dark metal album. They're so girls.
Well, girls.
Well, just for them, huh?
At least
What's that, Jimmy?
Pop album. That was hair metal at its finest hour, buddy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Look at Theater Pain, Girls, all those albums. Then you look at Shout at the Devil, and it's like kind of an odd selection of songs that they did there. They're a little darker than
Helter Skelter.
Yeah, Helter Skelter was on that. Yeah, dude, we used to rock that.
Yeah, it was a good album.
God.
Good album.
That was one of my first big albums.
Slack for the later stuff because of that album.
Yeah, you got to forgive him because it kicks so much ass, right? Yeah.
Well, guys, you guys are bigger Kiss fans than me. I remember a couple of years ago reading an article. I don't remember who. It was one of the guys after Ace Frehley left the band that is kind of a recluse now, and he kind of has been scamming Kiss fans and stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
That's Vinnie Vincent, dude.
Was that Vinnie Vincent? Okay.
It is.
man lives down in Nashville, and he's got like a compound, and he's like, it's all gated in. People can't get to him, and he like scams people. Takes money from them, promises them like signed Kiss memorabilia, and doesn't deliver it. It's crazy.
he is definitely a
So that's Vinnie
recluse.
Vincent. Okay.
Let me tell you something. There's a rumor. This is the rumor that was going around years ago that Vinnie Vincent was going through a sex change.
Oh my God, are you serious?
I'm dead serious. I'm not even, dude. I could probably bring it up on Google. It's ridiculous. There's so many
That's
stories,
insane.
but we don't know if it's true or not because he stays out of the public eye. I think the last time he was in public was probably
That's
like in 95, 97. I mean, it was a long time ago.
That's funny.
That's like a sweet
Water. That's fine, dude. It's clear. It's clear like yours. Oh my God. But anyway, you know, I do like Vinnie Vincent. I've got one of Vinnie Vincent's albums, Invasion, which is awesome. Little piece of history for you. You know the band Slaughter?
Yeah.
The lead singer, his name is Mark Slaughter.
Yeah.
He was a lead singer for Vinnie Vincent's band.
Was it really?
Yeah, yeah. And he's got like his high pitched voice, as you guys know, and it's pretty crazy. It's pure hair.
Was he trying to do it?
Vinnie
Was he trying to fly to the angels on that one?
Probably still is.
Or her. Maybe she
I
is.
think he might still be a man. I don't know. God.
Are you talking about Mark Slaughter or Vinnie Vincent?
No, Vinnie Vincent. Mark Slaughter's still a man. He just released an album 2 weeks ago. By the way, it's good.
Oh, come on, man. There's no way.
There's
no way that's good.
It is good.
Come on.
Why will you not believe me? It's actually a decent album.
I actually saw Slaughter in concert, Anthony, if you can believe this. It was one of those.
I can't remember some of those bands I saw back at Freedom Hall.
This was a weird one. It was like Slaughter and Trickster.
Oh, God,
and I
Trickster.
think Warrant was the lead, the main.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was.
It's funny.
I'm done with this hair metal after that. I was like, I'm done with this.
How
Warrant
dare you knock
Warrant is one of those bands that I can't listen to a lot of. But like the Echo, you can listen to anything, and I tried just listening to them for a little bit to see all the music, and I could not get into them anymore.
Who you talking about?
Them and Skid Row both, huh?
Skid Row? Wow, man, Skid Row's pretty good.
Yeah, Skid Row. I was surprised, man. Once you get past their first couple albums, they don't really have very much.
You can't go past the one with Monkey Business. When you get there, you're slave to the grind. When you get there, you're done.
I took. I went to see Pantera in concert, and they were the opening act for Skid Row. And this is back when I was like, all right, I have no interest in Skid Row. And I went with Jimmy's brother actually, and we left after Pantera. We watched like 2 songs of Skid Row. We're like, let's get out of here.
Peace, I'm out.
We actually left.
Well, that is an odd combination right there.
Pantera
They
rocked
told
the
the
house.
States,
It was on the Vulgar Display of Power tour.
As before
They
Pantera
rocked
blew
the
up.
house, man. It was crazy.
God.
They had no
I can't listen to that much either anymore.
for Skid Row. I mean, it's just.
Oh, dude, they destroyed the places.
I'm sure that happens all the time. I mean, you know, when you
Well,
look back at history,
I'll tell you what.
opening acts for.
Here's an opening act for you that actually took over. Metallica opened up for Ozzy back in '86.
Yeah.
Dude,
remember
they
that.
blew off the stage. You just can't do that. They were young.
I'm
and
sure
stuff.
that
That was the
kids
master of
opened for
puppet
all
store,
kinds of
dude.
people. Yeah.
Well, that was back when Ozzy started wearing glittery capes and everything too, wasn't it? We're that time he was doing it.
Ozzy, I still like that album.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not a big Ozzy fan, but the album with what was that song? What was his big hit? He had a big hit back in the day. What was that song?
Which
Shot in the Dark.
Shot in the Dark. Yeah.
Shot in the Dark.
Great album.
I actually heard that on the way over here tonight. That was on.
Wow.
That was on the Ozzy channel 38 on XM.
Ozzy's one of those I don't get into much either. I've never got much into Ozzy's music.
But there was a song by Ozzy, and I can't remember the specifics. They were talking about it on the radio one day, and they said this song never gets on. Ozzy never plays it live, and it's never on any like greatest hits albums or anything because he doesn't actually. There's a question about who owns the rights to it, and I think it's Shot in the Dark.
No,
okay.
He plays it live,
but it was something
Zach
that was
Wild
really
plays it.
popular by him. I remember, and
I wonder what it is.
because I remember they played it. They played on the list I referred to last week, the
Wasn't Mr. Crowley, was it?
top 100 thing.
I don't think it was a master. I'm looking at the albums. I'm looking at the songs he plays live right now. Hang on. All right,
It's
so
like 80s.
I'm in the 80s. Right? This is his first album, Blizzard of Oz. I don't know. He used to play that all the time. I think he still plays it. Crazy Train.
There was some. I believe it was Shot in the Dark. Maybe.
No, there's no way.
Okay. Maybe he plays it, but but there's a song that there's a question about ownership of. Like somebody else wrote it probably, and I don't know the details.
Is it The Liar?
No, never heard of that.
It's the hidden track off of this album. This just be a hidden track. Nobody knew the name of the song of it. I think.
Yeah, I don't know. And maybe I'm just. It was an Ozzy song. It was in the 80s. And it was a popular Ozzy song. I swear I thought it was Shot in the Dark.
It was Shot in the Dark, but he played that with Zach Wildlife for years.
Well, he probably still plays in concert, but I think something that
I will tell you a funny story about Ozzy and how he treated Jakey Lee, which was the guitarist for that album. Jakey Lee jumped on board back on the Bark at the Moon album. Ozzy Osbourne claims all writing rights for Bark at the Moon, claiming that he wrote all guitar, all bass, and all drums.
Wow.
I want you to tell me Ozzy Osbourne could play like Bark at the Moon riff. I mean, just tell me. Jesus Christ, dude. He's not playing this. Sorry. Classic riff, and this is hard as hell. I can barely play this song. And I can't even do it right. I mean, that's crazy.
That's always been one of my favorite Ozzy songs, too.
Dude,
Had Mr. Crowley and
Bark at the Moon, fantastic. Crowley's a great song, dude.
that one. What's the other one? Over the Hill, Over the Mountains. What's it song?
Over the Mountain, dude. Over the Mountain.
Yeah.
Classic.
That's another good one.
Dude. It's off Diary of the Madman.
That was one of my early childhood memories of hearing songs. That was one of my first.
Classic.
I remember hearing that from a friend of mine years ago, early 80s. Song's always stuck in my head since then.
That's great. That's great stuff, man. Jesus, that's great stuff. Yeah, man. You know what's sad is I don't even hardly listen to Ozzy anymore. I mean, it's not that I don't like him. There's just so much stuff out there nowadays. I can tolerate it when it comes in, especially like the 80s stuff. I love the 80s stuff. But
yeah, he gets in the 90s. I start checking out.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I checked out in the 90s. The music wasn't as good. I know that he was more popular, I guess, in the 90s, but I just checked out. I respect what he does. I got nothing bad to say about him. You know what? We're talking about Ozzy as he matured.
Once the reality show started, I lost.
Oh, dude, God, I had already lost him after that. Oh, somebody, they done dropped off.
Okay, you know what? I still respect the guy. I mean, but
someone just logged on.
Do what now? We had one viewer locked in and watched us for a few minutes.
All right,
that's pretty cool. We had somebody watch us live. Cheers, my friend. Even though you dropped off.
Well, see, I can do this one.
There you go. Star Wars. Yeah.
I love these cups. This is all I ever drink out of. These Turvis cups. I got like 5 of these. I got 5 of these cups.
We got a handful too. I don't drink out of them usually at the house anymore. I used to take them to work with me every day.
I throw them in the fridge at night and they're cold when I get up in the morning. Just grab one drink on it.
That's the way you do it right there.
I'm getting old. I got special cups now.
Special cups for the old man. Well,
yeah.
Way to go.
That's how you know you're getting old when you get even particular about your cups.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. All right, guys. So here we are. We just reviewed 3 classic Kiss albums. And I hope, Chris, I know you aren't the biggest Kiss fan. I know you're familiar with them.
Listen, I have nothing against Kiss. I've always enjoyed their music. It's just something I've never, immersed myself in.
Right. And I'm glad you took the time. And I know Anthony was semi-fan and he appreciated their stuff, too. But
I got into it.
We got to select something new, Anthony. And, of course, we told you this week you can pick the artist.
Who can pick the artist? Me?
You are. It's your turn.
You picked Kiss, didn't you?
I picked Kiss.
You did? I thought. Oh my God! I thought you. I didn't. Clearly, don't remember this. I thought I picked Kiss.
I think Jimmy was the Soundgarden one, weren't you?
I think I picked Soundgarden.
Yeah, Chris picked Soundgarden. Yeah, he did. He wanted to do the Soundgarden, so that's cool. Dang, dude.
So I guess it's come around to you. Because it's coming around to you.
Find something that's on Amazon. Well, I can give you whatever you want to take home with you. Yeah. I mean, what do y'all want to do? Do y'all want to do something heavier? Do you want to do something in the vein of Kiss, like a hair metal type?
I got something in mind now that Chris would kill me over, though.
Oh, my God.
Luke Bryan.
What is it?
No. I wound up listening to this band for an hour and a half a few nights ago, and I cannot believe I listened to them for that long. You know who it is?
I dare say I'm scared to even say anything. Culture Club?
Winger.
It's actually Devil Driver.
Hey, we'll do it. I've got all of them.
I was surprised as heck that I actually could listen to them that long.
I'm actually surprised
So
you
is
listen to
this
it as
like-
well.
is-
It's absolutely heavy.
Death metal, basically.
It's
Growl kind of stuff.
It's got some growls.
it's a concussion blow to the chest, is what it is, man. It's just punishing.
Devil Driver. All right, if you want to go that route, wow. That's how you end the podcast. Wow. You know, I got nothing against Devil Driver. I like
Right,
Death.
let's play a little bit. Let's hear. Give me a taste of what we're looking at.
Hey, which album do you want me to go through? I mean, I'll let you have. There's 4 of them.
I don't know, Jimmy. I don't really know their best albums. I just know I threw some music on the Echo and they just play whatever they play.
I don't know about picking Devil Driver, but we may have to hold on to this. But where's the first album?
What's that song? Storms Over
Yeah, I can do that.
California, whatever's a good one.
Which one?
I like that one a lot. Is that what it's called? Storms Over California?
No, it's called
Something like
God, I'm trying to find the album.
something.
Clouds.
I was just Clouds Over California.
All right.
Play that.
We'll start it. Here it goes.
Brutal, man.
It's a rocker. Period. It's okay, but vocally, I don't know if you can do it.
I can't hear the vocals yet.
It'll start. Don't worry. This sounds like someone would sit at the phone for sure.
I was just surprised. I don't know. For some reason, I wanted to listen to them. I heard them on Pandora and I just throw them on and see what they sounded like.
Here we go. Second. Here it goes. All right, I dig this. I mean, I remember when it came out. When it came out. I'll stop the misery. Done.
All right, good enough.
Oh, yeah,
That's fine. We can do that.
You want to do a Devil? So this album, if y'all want to do this album, that's fine. If you want to, we can do it.
Well, you would pick. It's your pick. Why don't you pick?
You know,
I don't know.
It's your pick, Jimmy.
It's fine, man.
I don't know what to go with this week. If we want to go with something heavy, something absolutely that I normally listen to, or something that's part of my
What do
history.
you normally listen to? You give me like a
All right, so I'll listen to
typical
stuff.
day in your life. There.
Well, I usually hit the freaking random on my phone and let it go. You know, like there's a new. Anthony can't hear it yet because it's not out. I've got a couple albums that were. I got some pre-releases, so I know that Anthony can't get them. I've got them. For review purposes only. If you know what I mean, it's something that was sent by a record label.
It's whatever y'all want to listen to. Get off there.
I don't. I'm a fan. Yeah, you know what? Did we ever listen to Ice Earth between the three of us before?
I think I listened to Devil Driver.
I don't know. I've listened to. They're
You
one
heard
band
them?
who Iced Earth. I listened to them some, but I have a little trouble getting into them too.
All right. How about man?
You're right. No, throw it at me, dude. I'm the one that's got like 10 billion albums here.
The first time we saw Trivium live,
Oh my god.
there was a band. We saw them like at the beach.
Yeah.
And there was actually it was like a dual headlining show, and Trivium came out first that night. I think they alternated, and Jimmy was like, "All right, I'm done. We can leave." After Trivium left, and I was like, "What are we gonna go back to the room and just hang out? Let's just watch this next band and see what they were like." A group called All That Remains.
Right. I've heard of them.
That's all that remains, dude.
They
came out
rocked
and leveled
the
the place.
house.
I was like, I
I've heard
couldn't believe I was going to leave. It was insane.
And I wouldn't mind giving one of their albums a listen if you.
All right, so we can do an All That
And
Remains.
it's like you'd like it, I think, Anthony. I mean, it's pretty heavy, but
Anthony, check and see if you can play. I've got their newest album that just came out this year.
I'm sure if it's on Amazon, I'm sure I can get it.
Okay, so All That Remains.
does that sound like something you want to do? Or
You think are you down with that?
That's fine. Some of the newer
Hang on a minute.
growling stuff.
We got somebody watching. If the viewer's on there, if you want to suggest something, whoever's watching, feel free. There should be a live chat, I think. You're more than welcome to make a suggestion. I'll pop the chat window up here on the side. But if you're watching, you want to make a suggestion, that's fine. But right now, we're looking to review another album next week, and typically I have a lot more metal than everybody else.
So what's
here.
the name of the new All That Remains?
All That Remains newest album. It is, where are we at? Almost there. Click. And that's the tour we saw them on, by the way. The Fall of Ideas. Yeah. Madness. That's a new album. It is 13 songs.
You listen to this yet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good. It's not as good as their earlier stuff, but it's good.
Let's pick their best album. No sense in hitting that.
Well, their best album, God, dude, you know what? Their first album's probably their best album, but I don't know that I've got that one. As sad as it sounds. Yeah, I mean, we can go back to the first one I have by Fall of Ideas.
We need to just go with some Five Finger Death Punch. That's what we need to go with. Their very first album.
That's one of your bands, dude. So I think that would be one you would absolutely could select if you want to. You want to see if it's on Amazon? All right, so we're checking to see if this is on Amazon for us to stream. So if their first album's on there, it's the heaviest. That's the one thing I do know.
I noticed a lot of bands are like that. Their first album's the heaviest.
All right, so the only one that's not on Amazon right now is our newest one, which is cool. So we could actually do the Fall of Ideas if you want to. Or man, you know what? These are all decent albums. I like. See, I'll be unfavorable toward this one, Fall of Ideas, because that's the first album I listened to by them, and it's freaking great in my opinion. We Are Me is good. Madness is decent. I mean, I hadn't really given it.
You're the one that
it's got a Garth Brooks cover on
it.
Which one?
That Madness, the new one.
What's the cover?
They did a Garth Brooks cover?
All right, let's hear this. Thunder Rolls.
We can't play it too long because of copyright infringement, so we don't want anybody to freaking jerk this video off.
Copyright infringement.
We got like 30 seconds. That's all we're allowed.
Garth Brooks is sitting there watching this like, what the hell?
Yeah, Garth Brooks is mad as hell
He
right
just
now.
found out that somebody else redid this song.
Garth is just cussing everybody right now. What the hell? All That Remains, what is that? Yeah. Right. If y'all want to do that album, that's their newest album. Like I said, it's a good album. I honestly haven't only given it probably 2 or 3 listens over the period of the past couple of months.
What was it called again?
It's called Madness by All That Remains. If you think if it's on your thing, your Amazon thing, your
It should be. I mean, and if not, I can probably find it on Spotify. I can probably find it on YouTube. I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah, you can't find. I just wanted to make it as easy as possible because I don't want you to have to go way out of your way to listen to something that.
I mean, I got the tablet and I got the wireless headset, and I can listen to it anywhere in the house. So, you know.
I'll give Chris a copy. Take on list it.
All That Remains, Madness. I'll try to remember that one.
Yeah, I think Chris may text it to you.
That is.
Yeah. So we got that one going. That's perfect.
All right, sounds good.
So we still have the one viewer.
Next week you're not gonna be able to do this.
No, I can do it next week.
Next Saturday. So we're still good for next Saturday. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got anything going on next Saturday either. So
the kids will be spending the night with their grandparents.
I'm actually going to see a death metal show this week, so we can talk about that. I'm going to Capone's on Tuesday to see some band called Info Darkness. I don't know who the hell they are, but apparently one of my coworkers is going, and he's a big metalhead, and he get to be a couple shows. So I'm going with them. Info Darkness. I'll be able to review the show for y'all. These guys, from what I've heard on YouTube, they're freaking heavy. They're like black metal.
Where are they from?
I think they're from like Nashville or Knoxville. I think they're like semi-local. So that's kind of cool.
Are they death metal or black metal?
I don't know, man. I've only listened to it on YouTube because I don't have any music. But
so explain to me the difference between the two.
Black metal is kind of like here. I'll play some samples from black metal. If you'd like.
Satan is pretty much what black metal's like. What, sacrificing things and Satan worshiping on stage and all that.
Well,
black metal is.
a lot of it can be considered that. Yeah, you're right, Anthony.
So they have sacrifices on stage.
Listen, I'll let you guys figure out how terrible some black metal
When
sounds.
did that one? There was a Swedish dead black metal band that got into trouble for something one time, didn't they? Were they killing people or killing them?
Right now, you're talking about Mayhem. Yeah, the guys that are killing each other.
Yeah.
Killing each other.
Oh my God, dude! There's a guy named Vikrins or Vikrins that is from, I guess, and he's in a band called Burzum. And then there's a band called Mayhem that had a guy named Euronymous. That was his. He stabbed this dude in the middle of the night one night.
Angry Norwegians wound up by their
Yeah, dude, it's a crazy story. It's actually pretty. Mayhem. Where is the old? There's all kinds of Morbid Angel. Good dog.
I mean, it's cold in Norway. What else are you going to do? Sit around and kill each other? Right?
Okay, so this is one of their most popular songs. This is Mayhem, the band Mayhem. It's a black metal band. This is one of the most popular songs. It's called "Funeral Fog." It's off the album.
What's it called?
Dom Sathanis. You ready for this?
1994. These guys been around a while.
Yeah, this is 1994. This band's still together, even though the guitarist died or got killed, got murdered. All right, here we go. This is painful and it's probably going to hurt badly. Vocally, they rock. Oh my God,
they're going to be dead before long.
This is terrible. Well, this is fast as can be. We gotta get to the vocals though. When this dead guy I can't really sing with them, but this is rough.
Yeah, there's some bands you like, you just can't understand what they're saying, but they're still good.
Good Lord, sing please.
What's that? You can barely hear it over here.
I still don't understand the difference.
This is what. All right, so this is exactly what black metal sounds like. I'm gonna give you some death metal.
And this is what you're gonna go see something similar to this?
God no, they don't sound nothing like that. Okay, but they are black and death. All right. So what I'm going to see is going to sound something like.
Who are you pulling up, Jimmy?
I'm gonna do Morbid Angel.
Morbid Angel. What a name.
There. What the heck?
Are they cousins to? Hey Jimmy, are they cousins to Death Angel?
Hey, Death Angel's awesome. Don't knock Death Angel. I'll make y'all listen to that.
Hey, I'm just kidding, man. I actually do like some of their music.
All right, this is off of Domination by Morbid Angel. This is one of their. This might be the first album I ever listened to them. So just so you know, this is pretty much Where the Slime Live. Is they had like this was actually on MTV. They had a video for this.
This was on MTV, really?
Yeah.
This is 1995. 20 years old.
Yeah.
I can't hear it all that well over here, but
You can't hear this?
Okay.
Sorry. You're missing out.
well, I don't want to turn the speakers up too loud. It's 10 o'clock, so.
Right, dude, I understand. This is good.
Jimmy, turn on some. Why don't you turn on some Amon Amarth? Now that's some really good.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So what I've figured is death metal is probably better than black metal, right?
Absolutely. God, yeah. That's why. I mean, I've been a fan for years. But
I love me some Amon Amarth now. That's a good band right there.
I'll give you not only a monomark, but I'll give you my favorite tune by them to see if you recognize it.
I'm not sure I can hear it over here though.
I'll try, man. Let's see. Where are you at? That's a great album. There we are.
I was listening to them tonight. Man.
This stuff's Norwegian earlier. Is it all Scandinavian?
Yeah.
You know the song.
I love this song, dude. I love this song. It's called The Pursuit of Vikings. Love it.
Okay. What album's that on?
Love it. This is my favorite song by Monomark. Dude, I love it. That's right, kids. They get to the parents. All right, I can't get to. This is absolutely going to be ripped off of YouTube. I'm never going to show this to anybody.
I'm pretty sure you can't find this deep in the
Well,
bowels.
this is absolutely utter crap. So for those of you who care, this is retarded. All right. So are we all going to do that? What do you want to do? You want to do All That Remains? You cool with that?
That's fine, yo. I don't mind. I'll give it a shot.
All right. All That Remains. We're going to do the new album, right? Madness.
The one I texted.
The one. All right. So we're going to do Madness. I'll get Chris the CD take home with him or whatever, and we'll be anxious to see what the reviews are on that one.
Yeah, like I said, we'll do it 9 o'clock next Saturday. Should be
9
okay.
o'clock next Saturday for our viewers that are watching.
Our viewers.
If you want to put up with us for another hour next week, you're more than welcome to
Pretty
join.
sure it's probably my wife, maybe. She knows the link now.
Oh, God, that's great.
What's that?
The one viewer we have, I'm pretty sure it's my wife sitting in there, so she knows the link now.
I don't know, man.
Maybe not. Maybe there's
I don't think she can spell it.
honest metal fan out there that actually wants to listen to it.
I don't even know where to get. I don't even know where to get the link.
That is.
What's that?
I said, no, nothing. We're good. I was just going to say, man, it's fun, as always. I enjoyed it just to blow off some steam, talk some music, and hope you guys have a good week. And anybody that watched, I appreciate it. We're just going to talk it. Feel free to respond to the email. Leave comments, whatever you want to do. When you got suggestions for us to talk about, music you suggest for us to listen to, throw it at us, because between the three of us, we probably can find a copy of it somewhere.
Before y'all sign off, I got a show recommendation you ought to watch this week.
Oh, throw it at me.
You ever watch any of those ghost reality shows? Like Ghost Hunters and all those?
No.
I've watched the one with Zach Baggins.
Actually, I have. Yeah, I've watched the.
You guys should watch Ghost Brothers. It is a
I've
trip.
seen it. It's the one with the
three black guys.
the African American fellows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you serious? I've never heard this, dude. Is it good?
It's actually pretty good. It's
It's
entertaining.
worth my time to watch because I rarely watch TV.
Well, I don't know.
It's entertaining, man.
All right, so you're going to tell me I should not play the PlayStation instead of that to watch this show.
We give it a shot one day and see what it's like.
I'm just kidding. I enjoyed it. They were fun.
Ghost Brothers. I may try to find that this week one night if I get a couple of minutes.
It's entertaining.
Hour.
I think it's an hour.
Oh. All right.
You don't have to watch all of it. Just watch a little bit.
You don't have to watch it for the full hour. You can
Oh, don't worry. I won't.
move your mind pretty quick when you're watching everything.
I can probably.
I mean, it's mostly,
Amazon.
it's mostly television, just kind of fun stuff. So it's not really all that serious, but it's entertaining.
Entertainment. I guess I may give it a shot. I'll have to write that down. The Ghost Brothers.
It's entertaining, man. It's on the Oprah network.
It's not, is it?
I don't have that channel, dude. Seriously.
It's on. What's it on? Destination America and OWN.
I don't know. One of those. The same network as Baggins would be my guess. I don't know.
No, it's not actually. But you can go to YouTube and find it. I'm sure.
Okay.
Got everything on YouTube.
I'm down. I can probably stream that at work one day.
Yeah, but when we do our camping, we'll have to do this live at our camping trip if we can do it.
Okay. We can. Well, if we get Wi-Fi somewhere, we could do it live.
You got Wi-Fi up there in Saltville, Chris?
Ooh.
No.
That'll be a no, sir.
Well, I mean, they do like.
Hey,
not where
my
we're
phone
going
will pick up. I can do it. I can stream from my phone live. If we can, if they got a signal. I got Verizon on this one, so is there a signal up there? It may not, dude. We can. I mean, I can probably record it on my phone, and we just go live. Not live. Go the next day.
That might be a way to do it.
We could always do it the next day when we're back in civilization.
We could.
Before I come home.
Right. Just get up early in the morning and do a quick podcast.
So, all plans look like they're good to go for that weekend for me coming up. So everything's pretty good. So.
That's cool.
Well, yeah, the kids will be at my parents for the night. That'll be their weekend. And Emily's taking some time off work the next week, so she won't miss out on the kids too much. So.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to invest in a bug net.
As he might.
I've got the. I just gotta get a bug net.
So we'll work it out later on. But
That sounds good, man. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Anthony, because I was wondering if we will make it happen this summer.
well, yeah, because I can stay the night in Pittsburgh when I get back, and let my mom help me with the kids the next day, and then come on home that evening. And
Gotcha.
Emily won't miss out on them too much. She'll be off for a few days to see them. So
Well, that'll be fun.
it's just hard when you stay home with them. You're the primary caregiver, so you gotta cockroach crawling up the wall right here.
Dude,
A roach?
that's what he said.
Oh,
Great stuff, man.
We should probably end it on that.
Cockroach. Nothing more metal than a cockroach. They live forever, just like metal.
that's not good. I want to find that son bitch here in a minute.
Probably ended on that.
All right, guys.
Do you know what I mean? Playing death metal, black metal, what it does, it brings out the roaches.
Oh my God, we shouldn't have played it. I'm sorry. The evil in the cockroach.
Now, I think we've had a lot of doors and windows open today, so little bastards run in from outside.
Well, caught working.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. All right, guys. I guess we'll end it
All right,
there.
buddy. Be safe, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week, guys.
Later, brother.